Okay, folks, example number 4, this is our last one. You know, we're mixing in a lot of geometry here, and that's great. We definitely need to get this stuff down. Example number 4 says, write an equation using the given information, then solve the equation to find x. Now, guys, I wish that I had done this earlier. You can't see it, but there's a line called an altitude. An altitude is a line that's perpendicular to one side, drawn to the other. Do you see I have that little box there? It means 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not the height of the parallelogram, this side right here, because it's tilted to the side. I would never measure the height of a ceiling going from one corner up to another corner. I'd go straight up and down, otherwise known as perpendicular. Okay. So now, the height of this figure, you can't see it, but it's x. Okay. Now, the information that they give us is that this is a parallelogram. Okay. The area of this parallelogram is 120 feet squared. The base is 16 feet long. But I don't know the height. It's x. Now let me ask you something, because we've done this. How do I find the area of a parallelogram? How do I find the area? What's the formula for the area of a parallelogram? Somebody recall that? Sam. Area equals base times height. Or length, well, length and width are hard on this parallelogram because we usually use that with a rectangle, right? Now, a rectangle is a special kind of parallelogram. It is a parallelogram, but all the angles are 90 degrees. Clearly in this one, not all the angles are 90 degrees, okay? Now, whenever I get an equation like this, what I do is I fill in what I know. We've been doing this when we check, but I'm going to put parentheses for every variable. Now let me ask you something. What do parentheses written right next to each other mean? What does that mean if parentheses are written right next to each other? What does that mean, Eric?
Multiply.
It means they're multiplied. Excellent. Okay? Now I'm going to fill in what we know. Do I know what A equals for this problem, Elise?
Yes.
What is it?
120.
120. Okay, so I'm going to put 120 in there. Sam, do I know what the base is? 16 feet. Now I'm going to leave my units out because I can plug in my units at the end. I know that I'm looking for, what will the units of x be? What will the units be? Pace? Feet. Not feet squared because I'm not looking for area. They already gave me that. I'm looking for a length. Okay? Do I know what the height of this of this parallelogram is, Catherine?
No.
What do they give to represent it?
X.
X. So I'm going to put x in its place. Now, that doesn't look like we normally see an equation. I'm going to rewrite it so it looks like we normally see it. 120 equals 16x. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Now, I want to know what x equals, not 16x. What number would I like to get rid of, Reagan?
You get rid of the 16.
I want to get rid of the 16. How do I get rid of the 16? Maggie P?
You would divide it.
I'm going to divide by 16. But this is algebra, and what does algebra tell us to do? Suzette?
What you do to one side, you have to do to the other.
So I'm going to divide the other side by 16 as well. Okay? What do I have remaining on the right side? Pace?
X.
X, because the 16's just turned into 1, and we don't have to write 1 in front of the variable. We know it's there. Maggie H, what is 120 divided by 16?
7.5.
7.5. Now, is this my answer?
No.
It's not.
Oh.
What is my answer? What do I need still, Sam?
7.58.
Thank you, Sam. I always write my units. When my number stands for something, I write what it stands for. X equals 7.5 feet. And I always write the variable too. If I've solved an equation, I write the variable equals something. Okay? Good. Fantastic job today, folks. You're ready for this homework.